are very serious allegations of an orchestrated and coordinated campaign to malign and undermine the reputation of Maurice McCabe in order to deter people from listening to his legitimate complaints about wrongdoing inside on Garda Síochána, and they used the most vile allegations to do so. And these claims are being levied against the former Commissioner and the present Commissioner. And you've told us, Minister, and been at pains to say, well, there wasn't any findings, they're only allegations, they're not convictions and all the rest. And that's true, up to a point. But the fact is that former Justice O'Neill looked at the evidence such as it was, and he decided that even within that limited information, there was enough to establish a commission of investigation. And that is not something that happens lightly or happens any other day of the week. And the reason why he did is that the allegation in the two protected disclosures are not isolated allegations. They come on top of the complaints made by John Barrett, the civilian head of human resources inside the Garda Síochána, and the evidence which emerged in the course of the O'Higgins inquiry, where counsel for the Commissioner stated that he was ordered to impugn the reputation of Maurice McCabe and to say that he acted with malice. And not just that, but that there were two officers there who would verify that he admitted that that was his motivation. Now, either Noreen O'Sullivan was privy to that and knew about it, or if she didn't, why didn't she do something about it once she did become aware of that fact? And for those issues alone, the Commissioner's position has been untenable for an incredibly long period of time. But I think it is particularly the case now, given that she is at the helm of an organisation which will control the evidence which Justice Charlton will require to conduct his investigations. And in all cases of natural justice in any employment I've been in, if a person is accused of gross misconduct, they stand aside pending the inquiry. That's just the way it is. That's the way it has been for Dave Taylor. It's the way it's for every ordinary rank and file Garda. It is doubly important in the case of the Commissioner, and that's why one of the amendments we had put forward, had the terms of reference been before us, was precisely to deal with that issue, that the Commissioner should step aside. The second amendment we had was a more restricted version of what Deputy O'Callaghan put forward, where we wanted to see included the extent to which you had been briefed by the Garda about allegations of criminal misconduct against Maurice McCabe, supposedly forming the basis of his malicious motivation. But we're happy to go along with the Fianna Fáil measure of expanding that to include all members of the Oireachtas. But the most important thing that has to be included under these terms and conditions of inquiry are the broadening out to include the allegations of the other whistleblowers. And we had an amendment saying that the protected disclosures of all Gardaí who made such disclosures about bullying and harassment and a similar treatment who wanted to be included would be included. And at the heart of this absolute necessity is the fact that there is an unbroken thread here. Precisely the points made by Deputy Wallace, that a similar smear campaign and tactics that have been unleashed against Maurice McCabe has been experienced by other Garda whistleblowers. But the difference between them and Maurice McCabe is that their allegations emerged and their treatment happened under the sole watch of Noreen O'Sullivan. I have no doubt that the present Commissioner will attempt to distance herself from the allegations, to say it was the responsibility of the former Commissioner. She was only the girl who made the tea. We need to look at what happened to whistleblowers under her watch. And the last point, Concorla, I am really upset about the point being made, and I'm particularly upset that Fianna Fáil have latched onto it, because I don't think they realise the significance of this. Justice O'Neill says that he has considered the other allegations, and that on the basis of that he doesn't think they should be included. And Deputy O'Callaghan said he thought they should be included until he heard that. It is a fact that Justice O'Neill did not get any information from those two whistleblowers or their legal counsel. And the only place he could have got the information, Minister, I believe, is from you. Or maybe, I don't know where he got it from, but he didn't get it from them. So they really need to be included. I think that's really important. I welcome some of the other terms of reference. I'm delighted to see RTE included, because I actually made a complaint about that broadcast, and RTE wrote back to me and gave out and regretted the personal nature of my complaints and their hostile tone, and that they were without foundation and they'd be defamatory if I repeated them to a third party.
Thank you, Deputy Matthew McGrath.